So this is a graphing problem, and it requires the skill of being able to look at a set of words and figure out which graph that it corresponds to. So let's take a look at this question and see what it's actually asking for, and we'll highlight as we go. It says, which of the following 5 coordinate versus time graphs, so position versus time, we have position and time, which of these graphs represents the motion of an object moving at constant, non-zero speed? Well, we know that speed, that the velocity or the speed of an object is equal to the change of position over the change of time. Or if we've had calculus, it's the derivative of position with respect to time. So really, looking at these two things, they're just saying, what's the slope of the line? Well, they give us the information that says that the slope of the position versus time graphs, which is what we have, is non-zero, but it's constant. So that means the slope has to be not equal to 0 and can't be constant. So if I look at this first graph, I look at A, I draw the slope at this point right there. And I notice that it's a slope. It's going to be a straight line. But if I draw it at another point, I'll see that this slope and this slope right there are different. So A is not the right answer. It's not 0 for its speed, but it's not constant. This is a changing velocity. This one right here, if I look at the slope at that point, at that point, and at that point, I look and see, well, all of these little slopes, these lines, it's all the same line. So this has a constant slope. It's also a negative value. So our slope, normally we designate this y equals mx plus b when we look at a normal line. So our slope for these is going to be less than 0, but constant. So this actually is the correct answer for this problem. It's a constant non-zero speed. It's not positive, it's negative, but it's not 0. If we actually look at the other cases, we'll quickly go through them. C is not the right answer because, yes, it has a constant slope. Every point along here is going to be the same value, but the slope in this case is equal to 0. That's not right because we ask for a non-zero speed. This one, similar to the labeled A, its slope at different points is going to be changing. So we don't have a constant speed. And in this case is actually kind of a funny case. This case says that this person, or whatever this object is, at time, whatever this time is, at the time that it's labeled, it actually exists at all of these different positions. So it exists at an infinite number of positions for one given time. So this is not even a real case that can happen. It's an infinite velocity in order for you to be able to hit all these things, which is a complete violation of physics. So looking at this, we're looking for a graph, a position versus time graph that had a straight line that was not horizontal or vertical.